Hey everybody, welcome back to Fit with Gopal. Today I'm joined by Emil Krastev. Could you introduce yourself?
Hello, thank you for the invitation first. I'm Emil Krastev, uh, graduated physiotherapist, and I find myself more with powerlifting before 7 years. So usually I'm training with weights and fitness for 13, 13 years. Uh, so yeah, that's it.
Hmm. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. I mean, you are like, you came second at Sheffield and you decided, okay, I'm going to do the podcast, which is super nice of you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I try to have a more practice with English because I'm not very good, and this is my I want to improve it.
Mm,
So and talk about more about me because people don't know so much information.
mm. I think I saw an interview of yours. I think it was like 2 years ago or something, either 2023 or 2022. And your English back then was like not as good as it is now. And I think you've improved a lot
Yeah,
in the
before
last 2 years.
yeah before 3 years, I think 2 years, yeah, two
Mm,
years. It's not very good because I don't have any practice and
hmm
I'm not being at the podcast so much. Only speaking in Bulgarian, so I don't have any chances for do it.
what language? So in Bulgaria, do people speak English at all, or is it only Bulgarian?
Mostly Bulgarian, but
Hmm
have a person who is speaking with English too. But it's not enough for me, I think.
Yeah. So now I want to ask you, how did you get into lifting?
So, how I found powerlifting or how I
Let's do both.
started. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how I found powerlifting. I found it around 11 years ago. So that time I was doing calisthenic because
Mm,
started with body weight and don't need any equipment. I decided to try strength training, like a
yeah.
normal fitness gym. We have in my small town local gym. There was a powerlifting coach in these days in my town, so I did a small prep for 6 weeks and did competition equipped. So
hmm
I think it's bad. I think it's bad because I don't have any experience for a squat, bench, deadlift. But it's a good experience to feel my high intensity training,
hmm
and the technique is not very good, but yeah, I I like it to feel the real powerlifting. Then decided to continue with bodybuilding because I'm weighted too light, like 72 kilos. It's
hmm
very low and need more, in general, need more muscle mass for lifting heavy weights. Uh, then doing bodybuilding for 6 years. I have fellow competitions and naughty bodybuilding. Naughty, it's not a chance and taking any pets for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and I won first place. Then for the open category, then decided to did off season in long time. But in bodybuilding, long time off season is take 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
So then decided to slowly doing like a power building program, like a
hmm
more squat and bench deadlift volume, then have a lot of accessories. I started PH3 program. Do you know Lay Norton?
I think I've heard the name.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I run it 12 times and have a local. competitions here. So each 3 months I added 50 kilos in my total and
Oh
decided,
wow.
oh, I'm built for the powerlifting.
Yeah.
So slowly introduced my training for the more specificity, like more squat, bench, deadlift volume, and decided to do nationals. And that's it. There is find my first coach for powerlifting. And in my first year in powerlifting competitor, decided to do Europeans before 6 years ago and did a world record bench and finished the
Oh
third.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay, so when you first started, that was 7 years ago now, right?
yeah.
What was your total when you first competed?
530, 20
This
around this.
equipped, right?
Yeah, I have a wraps
Okay.
and yeah, and to share the bench.
Okay. So then you added like 100 kilos to your total and you got the world record for the bench.
I totaled for the Europeans 775,
Oh,
something
wow.
around that. Yeah,
So that's like 250, over 250 kilos in
yeah,
1 year, two
yeah,
years, 1 or 2 years, right?
yeah.
That's crazy. So,
Uh,
yeah.
so uh, each year I added 100 kilos total.
Mm,
Probably for 4 years or 5 years, I added
mm.
400 totals.
Now, you knew right away that, okay, I'm gonna be like a powerlifting champ, right? Because you were adding so much to your total.
Yeah, maybe,
Okay,
maybe I have a
maybe, yeah.
potential for the to be world champion or did fail records. That's the
Mm.
time I see the high level athletes.
Yeah. Now, one thing I've noticed is when a lot of athletes tell their stories and they're like, oh yeah, I put on 100 kg onto my total for 4 years. A lot of normal lifters, especially young lifters, they will compare themselves and be like, okay, I'm not adding 100. I'm only adding 40 kilos to my total. Should I just stop? What do you think about that? For those people, do you think they still have the potential? Or do you think if somebody isn't adding strength as quickly as you, they should just stop?
In my opinion, we
Hmm.
have two persons. So imagine that I'm the person who is each year adding 100 kilos total, but the the next 2 years I'm injured myself,
Hmm.
depressed, and stopping the powerlifting. What's the point? I'm not so much dedicated for the sports, and I'm not the person who is like. Really love the sports, really love the find the passion, but
Hmm.
have other people who is adding small chipping total each year, but is dedicated for the next 10 years. For the example, Kyle, he is competing for 20 years.
Yeah.
And now is the first time he stepped on the Sheffield and dominated.
Yeah.
He's I wanna be like this guy, like a training for the 20 years. It's not I'm not like juniors. I'm not hating juniors, but coming for the 1 or 2 years, doing fail records for the very good meet, and the progression is insane.
Hmm.
Like this year's, endure it and quit for the sport. What's the point?
Hmm. I think,
So
yeah.
longevity in the sports is very important for me. It doesn't
Mm,
matter for the if you're injured yourself, you need to do some changes for the category for recovery or something like that to find a way to train
mm,
and enjoy. That's the most important. If you don't enjoy the sports, you wasted your time.
Mm. And do you ever compare yourself to others, or even when you first started, or even now, do you ever compare yourselves to maybe Gustav or Jonathan Kaiko or your other competitors?
When I started for the competing in my first year, when I'm always watching these guys and the internet and say that's insane, totaling more than 800 total, and see this is impossible. I can't hit it. So each year I'm very close to these guys. It's very impressive, and trust myself to the process. I need to be there, just training, recovery well, and I will be there. Doesn't
Mm.
matter of time.
And what about nowadays?
Now, uh, when I back before 6 years,
Hmm.
if I watch it myself, probably I think this is impossible. But now I realize that everything is possible if you are 100% just want it and be dedicated for the process.
Mm. So anybody can do it, right?
Of course, of
Mm.
course.
Now,
And
yeah.
anybody can do these things. Just need to trust the process, and yeah, doesn't matter of time.
Mm. It might take 20 years, 30 years, but just keep on going, right?
Yeah, because we have the guys who is 30. Kaiko is 33,
Yes.
I think,
Yeah.
and this is the year who is the most competitive guy in the world.
Mm.
So I think the powerlifting is not like if you're young, you need to start it immediately or something like that.
Mm. I think most lifters are at least 30. Like even Russell Orhe is almost 30. Kasim Sand is almost 30. Kaiko, as you
Yeah,
said, is 33.
Gustav
Yeah.
Gustav is 30. So I think me because I'm 27 years old,
Hmm.
and Gavin is the most two of the most youngest persons in 93. But in general, the powerlifting is more more peak strength after the 30.
Yes.
I
Uh,
think, in my opinion.
so if you have the highest total in the world when you're at 27, what do you think is going to happen when you're 30?
I don't know, but probably more.
Hey, so I know you're enjoying the podcast and I'll let you get back to that, but I had a quick little announcement that I wanted to make. If you're looking to lose fat, build muscle, or get fit, I can help you with that. Currently, I'm providing online and in-person training. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp. Links are in the description. So what are you waiting for? Get fit with Gopal today and back to the show. Do you think you can be the first 93 to hit 950 and then potentially even 1000?
I think the first goal is to hit it 930, the first, and we see the future. So the main goal is to be the world champion, to win the 93. It's not the goal, any fixed numbers to hit it. But probably after 1 or 2 years, it's very possible to hit that number,
Mm.
950 for sure.
And then what
Because
about, yeah,
the progression is for a 93 before 1 year is not even 900 total.
yeah. Yeah, that's going to be insane. I think the 93s are one of the most promising weight classes uh,
Yeah,
when it comes to, yeah.
but most people hype it for the other categories.
Mm. Uh, I think the reason is because like the 93s doesn't really have like a big influencer. Like the 83s has
Yeah.
Russell or he. The 105s used to have Bob Matthews, but the 93s doesn't have anybody now. Not now that Jonathan Kaiko is coming back, I think we could see more talks about the 93s.
Yeah,
Also, Russell or he is moving up to the 93s next year, so that's going to be an interesting challenge.
yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. So now I want to talk about. Yeah, you're going to say something?
No, no, no.
No. Okay.
Everything is okay.
All right. So now I want to talk about Worlds 2024 when you came second to Gustav.
Yeah.
What did you feel when that happened?
So I can speak it for the before for a prep for awards
Okay,
and
sure.
what is happening.
Hmm.
In February, the mock meet when I did it 106 kilos is very confident I'm able to hit 15 kilograms over the record because I didn't have a competition size June last year for a Malta. Training is preparation is very good as I was able to hit 900 kilos over 3 times in training. So it's very confidence training total. For a
Yeah.
deadlift in training, I don't have any issues with the grip. I don't drop the bar, but I don't know what is the issues in Lithuania. The last deadlift attempt, when I repeated my video, I see I grab the bar for the smooth part more with
Mm,
one hand and probably rushed the wedge in from the barbell, and that's it out of my position and probably affected my walkout for sure. And yeah, I think it's the technically issues because 355 is probably I have more in the tank for sure. I was stronger the day from Gustav, but Gustav did technically chip my total with body weight, and he's the winner. It's not about how much you're strongest, but yeah. Um, how I feeling after finish second? The first thing is I feeling the bad, really bad. I was about to win that day. Uh, but later on, when I things cool it down, I give my stimulus and direction to work more, to fix it the issues like you need to train without straps, you need to
mm,
find a good position for a deadlift, and yeah, find a good way to find this aggression to improve myself for the next competition.
mm. And would you
So
say, yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah. So would you say if you won Worlds last year in 2024, do you think you could have won Sheffield this year as well? Or do you think if you didn't have that aggression in you, you wouldn't have been able to win this year?
for sure. I don't know what is happening if I win the Worlds in the Lithuania,
Hmm.
but win the Sheffield. You mean the first
Oh, sorry.
place?
Yes, first place as a 93. Sorry, I mean second at Sheffield. Yes.
Yeah. Uh, I think probably I will don't have so much aggression
Hmm.
and give me the cool down. Um, I'm the winner,
Hmm.
so probably will be not the same for the this prep for Sheffield because for the when I received the invitation, we have really dedicated 4 months or 5 months, find the issues, work it for that, work it for the recovery. We have a different split for our training for sure. And yeah, I think I will say it will be very different.
Mm. What was your training split like leading up to this Sheffield?
So uh, actually, we had the summer after the Lithuania.
Mm,
I try mixed grip for the three box, probably 3 months. So when I did over 300 kilos the deadlift, always my tore my hands. So I can't use my hand for the 10 days, something
mm,
like that. It and decided to switch it the hook grip again back because I save more hands because the bar when is locked, it's not tore my any colors and really save my hand in general, but it's hurt a lot my thumb. But uh, that's that's the key for the avoid the straps. So actually, I'm doing the same thing now. Avoid completely straps. Only using straps for one set. It's completely unnatural position for me, but save my thumb. But yeah, actually, we did avoid the straps and did 3 times deadlift per week.
and what are you doing for recovery? Or what did you do for recovery leading up to Sheffield? Anything special?
Nothing special, just for recovery, we need to improve my when I go to the bed for sure to have a minimum 9 hours sleep. We increased the steps because when I see my stories before for activity, I'm very low person, like 6,000 steps. This is
Hmm.
very low, and eat at a very low, like 3,000 calories for a 93 kilos is very low.
Yeah.
But we changed that slow. We changed that slowly. So hit at 10K steps each day, which is very easy for me for that period, and increased the food so much so body weight go down and we increased the food, so I don't have any issues with the water cut and gut cut. So easy hit 93 kilos, enter my category. So I think it's pretty not any freak situation. Just with add consistently, good nutrition, good sleep, good activity, um, training almost the same time in the day because don't have any big changes for the morning or the night training, and that's it. I think just consistency and find my groove.
And what time do you usually go to bed now?
Probably midnight.
Okay. And you're up by like 9, correct?
Yeah,
So all of this was done with the help of Kedrick, I'm assuming.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He is the man.
Yeah, I'm sure most of your world titles, like even getting to worlds, you have to attribute to Kedrick.
Yeah, yeah. We can.
Yeah.
Uh, so we talk about the Kendrick. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How I meet Kendrick, or you
Yeah.
wanna talk for the seat?
I mean,
Yeah,
we can talk
we
about
can speak
both.
for
Yes.
together. Yeah.
Yes.
How I meet Kendrick? Somewhere between Europeans before 3 years, after the South Africa.
Yeah.
Um, Somewhere between Europeans, I get invited for the Sheffield, the first Sheffield,
Hmm.
and started to work with Kendrick firstly. I had observation on his work because he started the work with Asia. This is my girlfriend. Um, and I saw that he is dedicated and good coach. Dedicated, I mean, for have a good conversation with his clients, have a good feedback in general for training and nutrition. That's because I give it a try. Had a talk with a previous coach, and he said, "Okay, give it a try." So we still are friends with my previous coach, of course, and I appreciate that the time I worked with him. And yes, after the journey with Kedrick started into the Sheffield prep, I think he's very stressed for that because I'm the first athlete for him at
Mhm.
Sheffield, and we worked for the 1 month, and you receive Sheffield invite is very stressful.
Mhm.
But that time I'm injured because
Oh,
in the summer, at the summer after the South Africa, when Chance Mitchell with me for a 1 kilo, I'm
yes.
very, I'm very aggressive about that and training like a maniac this summer, which has cost me injury because I'm pushing, continuing pushing after the words with high intensity, which is inflamed my back, upper back, so I can do it my low bar squats frequently. So always when I go to the training, my training kilograms always range it. So sometimes I'm lifting only the barbell, sometimes
Oh,
I'm lifting 200 kilos, which is leaded again inflammation, need to wait 1 week. So probably it cost me so much time to find a way to train normally. But when I started with Kedrick, the main goal for Sheffield, the first Sheffield actually, is to find more enjoy because actually the first Sheffield I don't wanna be in this because I'm not deserve it. I not deserve
mhm.
it fully because I can't show the crown. I been there, I brought the record and fully show my full potential, which is a very depression period for me, but I never stop it. I never stop it. Some person who is injured stop at the Sheffield, which is cute for the this meet, but I'm very grateful do it, finish with a very good total, pain free, and continue for the next words, which is great for me, great for athlete mindset, and give me so much positiveness about that because you have a bad days, you have a bad periods, and you need to train and doing the same thing. The second question about in general working with Kedrick and how much about the seat. Did you hear something noise?
That's okay. Yeah, it was just a little bit, but
Okay,
it's okay. Yeah,
yeah, sorry about that.
no worries.
So I can say a big part, and I address to him my succeed because he's not only doing the programming, but I face it with big supports in other aspects of my life. I see him like a friend, of
Mhm.
course, because as a mentor in other aspects in my life, he's very good professional nutritionist because he's not doing my programming only, he's my doing nutrition too, recovery too, and I learned a lot of him every day. To me, the coach is important to figure out more than like a person who is becoming a part of the like a family. And I spent a lot of time communicating with Kedrick. Not only helps me with the part of being athlete, but also he helps me tips for my coaching business.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I think
S-
he's very very good guy who is. I almost say he's changed my life.
mm. Now, as you said, Kedrick helps you out a lot with like just personal stuff as well, right? Like if you're dealing with something, maybe on an emotional level and you don't feel that great, like as you said, you were kind of depressed after the first Sheffield because you couldn't show people what you were truly capable of. Would you say your girlfriend is also somebody who plays a huge part in supporting you? And if so, how does she help you with everything leading up to each prep?
To me, the most important part is the emotional support, and she's
Okay.
understand my goals. She has a similar goals to me, at to mine, even though this is the different level, of course. She is not elite at level,
Hmm.
but the support is there every day. We have a similar vision, and I appreciate that she doesn't stop me chasing my dreams, and we both know, uh, don't wanna change each other, but we keep pushing ourselves to improve. I can see how we are running a business together actually,
Hmm.
because we are two coaches in this business, Strength Squad, which
Yeah.
is not easy to do with a close person business. But I can see how we complete each other in terms of work too. So actually, it's very support. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I remember watching your YouTube videos actually, especially the ones about Sheffield. So right before Sheffield, I think you posted episode one of you actually going to Sheffield, and then episode two of you taking the pictures. And I remember watching those, and your girlfriend is always there just supporting you, even on the day of the competition. She was there like helping you and everything. So I think that's really important to have if you want to be a successful athlete.
Yeah, I think she's always support me and
Mm.
always with me. And the next thing is she's improved like a coach because she see what is being there in Sheffield because
Mhm.
he's the assistant coach. It's a very good experience in general to be coach in Sheffield. And always in my meet, she's handling me. So she know me better than me sometimes.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Yeah. Now, talking about Sheffield, I want to talk about your last deadlift. So you came second because of your last deadlift. You got it up, but there was some controversy online, and some people were saying that you got it gifted. So you were gifted, and what are your thoughts on that?
I think the end of the day, uh, you have three judges,
Hmm.
and over the three juries who is watching your lift and repeat it. In my third deadlift, they watched repeat 3 minutes, so probably watched my attempts 12 times.
Hmm.
And I can say nothing. The lift is passed. The lift is good.
Hmm.
So yeah, only see the people say Emil is gifted. Yeah, I'm not okay with that because I'm really working hard for this 7 years to be in there, to be like this athlete and this at this level. So yeah, I think the lift is controversial, but at the end of the day, you have the jury who is decided the lift is pass or not.
Hmm.
For the last deadlift, well, I got emotional there. For the first time, I cried. It's not seeing so much. Before the attempt, I was more or less with tunnel vision, and I was talking to myself that I will succeed this attempt. I will lift it. After the attempt, I wasn't sure what is happening. Yeah, because most of people say Emil is shocked for the third deadlift. Yeah, but as I shocked for the second too because it's not passed, which is great for me. Second attempt, I don't see any soft workout for knees or shoulders. But anyway, the judges decided. Yeah. Um, After everything is happened, 15 minutes after this, I realized what is happening and placed the second and the Sheffield. Everything is happening so fast. Were so much people and the competition wasn't over yet. when we go down and at the warm-up area.
Yep.
So still don't what is happening
Mm.
at the last deadlift.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people in general will always find a way to hate because I think a lot of people are just on their computer or on their phone just hating, and really they yeah, it's really common because I've had other people on here and they're always saying like, I think it was Shell who, when he first announced I'm the wild card or I'm dropping down to 66s, people were hating. People were like, oh, this guy lost to Austin Perkins, came second, but he lost to Austin Perkins. Why does he get a wild card? Why not somebody like somebody else? And same thing with like Kasim Sand as well. He won by body weight. So people were also hating like, oh, why did he get to go? He only won by body weight, even though he came first. So I think, yeah, people will hate no matter what. Do you actually read these comments? Like, do you read all comments?
Not very all. I'm just
Mm,
watching few videos for me, and
mm,
again, Emil is gifted, of course. But try to not think about this. Try not think. Try to follow my journey, and at the end of the day, I succeed. That's the most important. And you can say it. Haters will be there
mm.
always, no matter
Yes.
if you're losing, no matter if you're like uh, if you see the previews for a Sheffield, everyone say I will be the last because squats I will squatting high. I don't pause at my bench press. I don't look at my deadlift. And the end of the day, what is happening?
Mm,
The prediction is very long.
yeah.
So yeah, um, I'm still, I need to improve myself in terms of technique. I know that. I know what is I need to work. So I'm not saying I'm very good lifter. I'm not improving. Yeah. So haters will be there for sure, and that's okay. It's actually the first time I see the biggest hate in my life.
Mm, oh, wow.
Actually, I don't read. Actually, I don't read the comments
Hmm.
because a person who is listed for 1 year can hurt me.
Mm. Exactly. So yeah, I think also a lot of people when they comment, they don't realize that the person who they're commenting on is a real person with real feelings. I think they just comment and don't really think like the guy will get affected. But I'm sure when you saw like people saying that you were gifted, it did affect you, right? It did make you feel like, oh, I just won, but all of these people are not happy for me. What's wrong?
Yeah, what I did wrong. What
Exactly.
I did wrong.
Yeah.
It's
It's
crazy.
like,
It's crazy.
mm, yeah, it's like you won, you put in the hard work. I think it was fair. Especially because other athletes like Russell or he who people say got robbed and you got gifted, even he doesn't have a problem with it. Even Gustav doesn't have a problem with it. So I think it can be challenging mentally when you see all of these people commenting uh random
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's other
But
opportunity to improve myself mentally.
yes. It's
Yeah,
just more fire, right? More aggression for your lifting.
yeah, for sure. I have
Yeah.
aggression for words too. Doesn't matter if I win or not.
Mm. So let's talk about Worlds. Who do you think is going to come there from the US? I think the USA has quite a few people now. They have Jonathan Kaiko, Gavin Aiden, Brandon Petrie, I think, as well. So who do you think is going to
Yeah.
qualify?
I think the nationals for the USA is closer. They have 7 weeks.
Yes.
I think the most closest guy who is Akaiko because frequently he is doing 927, something like that.
Yeah.
He don't have any reserve in the tank because our lifts is pushing a lot. But we see They have a containers for the Gavin, P3, Kaiko. Uh, I think is the top three the battle,
Yeah, I
but we
think so.
see, but we see, but we see. Maybe we have the surprises.
Yeah. So let's say Jonathan Kaiko qualifies and his best total so far is 927. Do you think he can challenge both you and Gustav? Or do you think you guys are just like on a different level now?
I think, like Gustav say at the podcast for King of the Lifts, say we are there for the past 1 year. We are prepared and pushed each other. So it doesn't matter Kaiko is coming or not. We're here and
Mm,
waiting the Kaiko. So I'm not creating the drama, but of course we'll be challenging. Of course, he's very
yeah,
prepared guy and 949 guy. But yeah, I think we'll be challenged. But of course, 93 battle is not easy every
yeah.
time.
It's been like that for a long time now. And
Yeah, always have a battle.
I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon because even if, let's say Jonathan Kaiko is doing 927 now, even if he maybe totals 930 at Worlds, which I think is possible for all three of you.
I, I think it's very possible for me
Hmm.
because if I don't lose 5 kills in the bench press, I need to improve my squats very low for a 5 kills and we'll be there.
Hmm. And I
I
think for
think we need to
Gustav as
find,
well.
yeah, Gustav is very good for our
Mm,
out lifts and have a lift more in the tank for this day.
yeah.
Is what I said. The Gustav is very strong. He's more stronger than me. This Sheffield, this for the last deadlift communication with his coach is a little bit weird, and that's because we put the more kilos and we do it.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Gustav also stopped working with his coach. So that's going to be something interesting to see uh, because we don't know who his new coach is and we don't know how his new coach suits him leading up to Worlds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we see in the future. We can see. Maybe we will be good, maybe we will be bad, but we see.
Yeah. Uh, Now, do you think there are any other 93s who could beat you three, like you, Jonathan, and Gustav?
The other 93 at the Germany you wanna ask?
Yeah, Germany or in general that you think, like you see on social media, or you feel like, okay, there's this junior coming up who is 93, who might be able to beat you guys. Maybe not this year, maybe next year or the year after that.
I'm not watching so much social media 93,
Okay.
but at this time, no one, me, Gustav, and Kaiko can do it 930.
Hmm.
So probably they not close so much.
And do you think next year, if Russell or he successfully goes up to 93s, do you think he can be a challenge for you guys, or is it still too early for him?
I think yes, his will be challenging, but who will be win, Kaiko or Russell? Who is
That's
different?
interesting. Yeah.
Who will be go to the worlds? The first thing, the second thing is when you when you gain it a lot of weight, like a 10 kilos, your largest is changed. So
Yes.
actually, it's pretty interesting. For sure, strength will be there, but yeah, we see in
Mm.
the future.
So your next competition is Worlds. Do you guys have nationals at Bulgaria, or do you not have to compete in that?
So we have a national team, but for
Okay.
this words, maybe I will go only. Actually, we don't have any so much athletes who is
Mm.
go outside
Yeah.
because yeah, it's problem about the money because no one pay for themselves. But yeah, actually we have. So we have after 5 days we have an University Cup and Luxembourg. We
Okay.
have six athletes, which is very good for the Bulgaria. So
Mm,
actually, it's depends on the meets. Actually, where is the location? But
mhm,
we have fellow athletes like 20 athletes going every year for the international meets,
mm, okay.
and
And
we have the our federation. We have 200 athletes
oh, that's pretty
actually.
good.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, but we're working on that. That's my main goal to improve powerlifting in Bulgaria.
Mm. And so, does your government help you out with anything like flights, or do they sponsor athletes, or have they sponsored you?
The government doesn't help you.
Okay.
Uh, the federation helped me. This is the first year helped me, which is pretty good. I'm okay with that. Grateful for that, and feeling like a real athlete because
Mm,
yeah, it's a main problem in the competing because the other countries have the same issues. They pay for everything. So Bulgaria is not only problem with that.
yeah. Yeah. So I saw a clip when you returned to Bulgaria, there were there were posters of you saying "Welcome back to Bulgaria," and I think stuff like that can actually help create create this image that you are a celebrity, and I think that could motivate some younger people to get into powerlifting, especially in Bulgaria, because I think a huge factor for young people is they want to become famous, like
Yeah.
and I think when they see that, they're like, okay, I could achieve that. I could get all of these international podcasts with Sheffield. I could uh yeah, get like sponsored by SBD, and I think a lot of that might motivate the younger generation in your country.
I think it's very motivated even for myself because actually it's really good. It's a really good feeling to have support your friends to see your work to see you're dedicated for that and to see my mission like what you said the new generation for juniors I wanna pushing my juniors to believe more and be patient for that sports because if you follow your dream, it's nothing impossible. Even me, I'm coming for a very small town without gym. So actually,
Mm,
if you believe it, everything is possible. But yeah,
I see.
the sports in Bulgaria slowly growing. So the powerlifting doesn't need any specific equipment for the beginners or
Yeah.
even intermediate. So actually, it's very easy to train squat, bench, deadlift in each gym. And the most people we find a way to train, which is good. I see it like a coach, and do more free stuff like for a social media to helpful for persons to recovery for a training or something like that. But
Mm,
yeah, if you like you, if you wanna improve your social media, if you wanna improve your podcast, I'm coming.
thank you. Yeah.
Share my stories,
Yes.
and help for me to improve my English.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
and hopefully there is like one random person who sees this and finds motivation, and he's like, okay, or
yeah,
she's like, yeah, I can also do it. Maybe they learn something from your story.
yeah. Actually, doesn't care so much for how much listeners this podcast or even I when I did for YouTube, I don't
Yeah.
have 1,000 views or something like that. I'm
Hmm.
not telling myself I'm influencer or something like that.
Yeah.
Just if I help for a 5 person who is helpful that information will be the biggest win of the day. That's it.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. And after you came second at Sheffield, do you think powerlifting has increased or more people have joined powerlifting in Bulgaria?
I think after this meet, very large audience
Yeah.
see how much powerful is in Bulgaria.
Hmm.
Where is the Bulgaria actually?
Yeah.
And in the Bulgaria, I see it. I see the most youngest people motivated about me, which is
Hmm.
cool. And yeah, the future will say. The future will
Yes.
say.
Yeah.
But each year, like what I said, each year when I did something with creating the meets or I have associate meet, the powerlifting in Bulgaria is improved.
Yeah. Now, yeah. Now, would you ever want to move up to 105s?
It's about the time.
Okay.
Probably next year or maybe 2 years
Okay.
because what I say in the beginning of the podcast, I wanna longevity.
Yep.
If I have always pain in my back or something like a pain and arches, of course I don't enjoy so much workouts. Uh, and the end of the day, if you enjoy your workouts and you have a coaching business with powerlifting and RP and weights on something like that, everything is repeated each day. You're a easy burnout. So
Yeah.
actually, in my opinion, if you don't chase longevity, uh, you quit the sport very easy.
Mm.
And if I have a problems with my old injuries or something like that, of course, I believe it in Kedrick. We'll say, let's go up of 105. Maybe it take 1 year or 2 years, but will be the most pain-free um, career in your
Mm.
journey, and I believe in that. And we have put a lot of muscle mass, which is helpful for me.
Mm.
But yeah, it's about the time. I don't wanna do to take it like a secret. It's about the
Hmm.
time.
Mm. So, let's say you go to 105s. Do you think you can beat Ashton?
I can't say,
Mm.
but I'm very capable of to pull more with deadlift. I'm not good with squats, of course,
Yeah.
but we will improve my squats when I bulk it more 105 because if you're a more bulky, your
Yes.
squats will be blow up and bench too.
Yeah.
It will be very interesting about how much lifts will be go up after bulk. Interesting to stay in uh, 100 kilos. It's not 105, 100 kilos.
Mm. I think,
Interesting about body composition, how I see, and the performance in the training.
yeah, I think it will be amazing to see, especially because I think nowadays the trend is like everybody is moving down a weight class, and it will be nice to see somebody going up a weight class like you if you go up to 105.
Yeah, will
Yeah.
be a very interesting journey for me for the next couple of years. Of course,
Mm. Yeah.
I'm not saying when I change the category, I will win 105. Of course, no.
Yeah. Of course not. Yeah. So, what are your future goals other than eventually going to 105? World Games, Worlds.
So actually, the plan is the full focus in the Germany wars,
Okay.
and I wanna do it with the World Games because will be the next experience for me because I never been there. And do travel stuff like seeing the town because I never been there too. Will be very good. And planning to do not 93, but weight at 96, something like that. Just
Hmm.
just to see how I perform it a little bit heavier and will be very close to Worlds. So I'm okay with that performance not be the fully potential to PR my total, and just do the meet, what I have in the day, enjoy the meet, and that's it.
Hmm.
For the
Yeah.
next plans, for the next plan after the World Games, for sure I wanna take a little break for not competing, just for a long off season. I see I see so much beneficial for me to have a long off season like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, because I have a time for improve myself with issues with about technique, injuries or something like that. It's like a really improved session, because if you competed every 2 3 months for the high level athletes, it's not very good.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
So no Sheffield. No Sheffield in January, correct?
We see if
Okay.
I get invite or win the my category 93.
Hmm. I think you have a high chance of getting an invite, especially because you came second. And if you do get 9:30 at Worlds this year, that's over the world record. So let's see. But I think you do have a big chance of getting an
Yeah.
invite.
Even after the World Games, I have 4 months, I think. 4 months or something
Yes.
like that. So it's not bad actually. But yeah,
Yeah.
I accept that I accept that this year will be tough.
Hmm. But if you win Worlds and then you do well at World Games and then also Sheffield, I think this could be like one of the best years of your career.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for me too.
yeah. So after that, you'll stay at 93 probably next year as well, and then you might move up to 105 next to next year. Correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So before we wrap this up, do you want to say anything?
I just wanna thankful for my coach, for my girlfriend and my partner, to my sponsors, SBD, Silent Worker, Vitruve, and Avankas. So I'm very grateful for work that team and improved my athlete and every aspect of my life. And yeah, thanks for the invitation. It's a
Thank you for
very
coming
good
on.
call.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the viewers and listeners find anything helpful for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And before we go, is there like, could you give me one thing I could improve for the podcast? So this is a new thing I'm starting. At the end of every podcast, I just like to ask uh, the guest on what I could improve with the podcast. Maybe my questions or anything related to the full
I
hour.
think I think the only thing you can improve yourself is like the background. The background
Okay.
you can be like a mini
Okay.
black or green, so you can put it beside you and easy
Okay.
to do it and cheap.
Yes.
And if you person the listen you but watching your podcast, some people watching podcast, if you know it,
Yes.
will be better to see it like a
Okay.
vision.
Yes.
So everything is good. I think everything is good. You
Okay.
don't need some big investments
Yeah.
for a podcast. Just good audio and good questions. Your questions is very good,
Thank you.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for watching. Like the podcast if you liked it. Go follow Emil on Instagram. The link will be in the description. And I'll see you next time.